I am going to be doing more uh, working up out paintings. It's just a lot of fun. I did these a little while back, and I was beta testing Dolly 2 and doing a whole bunch of tiled out paintings. So you make decisions on each tile, and you kind of work your way outward. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun to work this way. And so. Yeah, I'm gonna noodle around and try to composite. I've had to let me open up some of these other ones here actually. I have some really really trippy ones like this one. This one's kind of not great art in my opinion. It's just kind of fun. I might knock some stuff back and make this part come forward. Haven't decided if I want to do anything with this one yet. Um, This one's just kind of crazy. I was thinking about kind of cropping in. Um, I was using uh, Fractal as a prompt, so you can definitely see some of the Fractal influence. Didn't use any artist names in any of this stuff. I know that's kind of an issue right now, but I find that they don't really make a big difference in the stuff I am making. Um, This one is also, I'm excited about the potential of this one. The left part doesn't make a lot of sense yet, but working up and painting out some of the distant buildings, I think will really help this one come together. It's definitely kind of melds abstraction with, um, yeah, I'm thinking about cleaning this up more. So I might leave this one out to play with. This one is kind of closer to being ready. Um, let's see here. What else do I want? This one I'm also kind of like. Um, oh yeah, this one. I'll probably I've been wanting to work on this one too. It was really misshapen when I first made it, so I've been liquefying it up here to try to fix it. Yeah, this kind of thing is just like a toy to me. Um, it's just a lot of fun. I am very aware of the issues surrounding the data sets and stuff, and don't take as hard line of a stance about it, but I totally understand where people are, how people could get to where they are with it right now. Um, I have a lot of hope that, based on how I understand how the data sets work, is that we can have models that don't use any copyrighted data that still look, um, that are still very effective. It might just be harder to get like specific styles, but I'm not really interested in getting artist styles anyways, so it doesn't really. I think it's good for artists to keep in mind that they're regardless of what happens with the legal aspect of the data, this tech is going to stay around, and so I think it's important for people to like kind of use it and try it out right now and be ready to operate at a higher level with it when the better models come out. It's um, definitely check out the Concept Art Association They're raising money right now to hire a lobbyist, and I think it's really good if artists have a representative in DC to help communicate their interests. I admire them for taking the leap on that. I certainly don't know what that journey is like of lobbying, but just got to trust that it can be effective. But I definitely don't think people should be as scared as they are. Visual storytelling is there's a lot of skills in that come from painting that can be applied to this. Um, I'm just kind of making cool places right now. I'm not really looking to tell a specific story with these images. I'm just having fun. Um, I know there's a non-trivial chance I'll get commenters on the stream who are um, critical of my use of this stuff, but I think artists should embrace whatever is available to them to say what they want to say. And yeah, it's been kind of a difficult week, really. Um, I am not as much with the mainstream on some of the views on this tech, but I've been working with it for a very long time. And so I've gone through some of the emotional stuff that people are going through right now already, and kind of the spiritual aspect of and I don't know, I'm fully embracing the hybrid approach to all this, that a human and a machine can say more and better than anyone can alone. And I think that we are headed for an artistic renaissance surrounded by an ocean of crap. There's certainly going to be a lot of crap out there as well. And I think that's definitely concerning to a lot of artists. Um, I'm still on my crappy tablet right now. It's just so my fidelity is, I'll probably have to zoom in a little more to paint than normal because my hand skills are just not what they usually are with this. Oh yeah, I was gonna play music. I completely forgot. I haven't really weighed in on the ArtStation controversy publicly. Uh, but yeah, let me turn down the music a bit. It's hard to talk with that. But I feel like this music is like too cheerful for for what's on my mind right now. What am I doing? Uh, I don't know. I'm still really excited. It's still I still believe that a lot more good than bad can come out of this transition. I haven't actually listened to music in a while. I just had so much on my mind, and I kind of fell out of it. Um, yeah, but the ArtStation thing is like I feel like in the common discourse right now in the art community, there's a lot of black and white thinking of like there's this thinking that like AI is all about just like making final images, whereas I think the real power in it comes from a hybridized approach where you're using a init image and it's more like a conversation between human and AI, and if you use it to make textures or pieces parts for a piece, well, now you have a lot more control over it than if you were to like go find photos on the internet to use for textures, or even your own photos require, finding that thing in real life. And so the ability to make assets for larger things um, seems like it could be really liberating and allow artists um, to actually get closer to what their intention is. Um, and so I can understand why people wouldn't want like works that are just 100% generated on ArtStation. It's just too easy to flood the discourse, and I'm okay with like I think that if they say no AI at all, they're going to shut out a lot of future industry work that would be using small amounts of AI. I'm talking like 10, 20% in the work. And it's like, where do you draw the line? If you say no AI, does that mean like no textures that 10% opacity that were AI generated? Um, just opens up a big can of worms. Are they going to have a giant team to determine, whether or not something is AI or not? I mean, it's obviously up to the users. I'm going to give this some fisheye here. I don't know. I'm still really excited that, and I think that painting skills are going to be just as useful in the process. It might constitute less of somebody's overall day. And for people who really like painting, it's a bad thing if your average workday is going to have less painting in it. Um, but I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like this kind of thing has actually helped me renew my love of painting. It's been invigorating. I've been in a kind of creative fugue state that I haven't been in a pretty long time. And so it's hard to square passion with the current climate. I'm not really making any money on this kind of stuff. Um, it's another thing. I guess I should just, to be safe, just call it a hobby. I am working on a book for charity um, that will have this type of work in it, as in partially AI generated work with human input. But yeah, I definitely recommend everyone check out the GoFundMe. I'll go ahead and put a link into it here. Where is the link? So yeah, here's the GoFundMe. Hold on, let me clean up the link. Hopefully, the connection is not super lagged. Um, so yeah, I think it's really important to focus on the data set issue and the tech as being separate. They're definitely being conflated a lot right now. I've made some statements online, and people just kind of like ignored everything I said about the tech itself and just kept zeroing in on that. And like it is important. I'm glad like what happens now is going to set a precedent in the future for but yeah, the engine itself. Oh, I just messed with I really like this piece, but it's kind of like it really I'm trying to figure out what to do with the left. One of the things that kept happening was in outpainting you keep getting more and more saturation. It kind of breaks down the further you get from the seed. So the middle part was the seed. And so you have to actually use like muted colors as you guide it. It's definitely more like being an art director than an artist. I definitely see artists being more like art directors in the future. I really like this one. It's like far future Christmassy, like it's a weird place. I what I'm gonna do is I'm going to let's see, I think I went some kind of arches or something. Still don't know what I'm gonna do with this piece. I have some other I'll find a way to incorporate them later. Oh man, I so miss my main tablet where I've got the rotation. It's like I have to set rotation manually now. So right now I'm just kind of ghosting in what I want the composition to do. I definitely want to echo what's going on here. And we'll do for the cloning something like this. And we'll want to sample all layers for the cloning. And let's see, I want the stamp, it's kind of a new computer, so let's see. Clone source, yes. And I'm going to set the clone source to be 50% the size. So I can now, I've got low opacity and 50%, so I can now kind of bring in some detail from over here. Oh, maybe I can flip it. Yeah. With just a little bit of flipping and scaling, you can certainly get a lot of mileage out of not a lot of pixels to work with. I had a whole bunch of credits from the Dolly. They had an artist beta. The program for artists and for beta testing, they gave us a bunch of credits. I don't really use it much anymore, although I do think that their outpainting is very good. I just have been busy with other stuff, and this is more of a hobby for me. But I don't know. I want to connect with the internet at large by streaming and try to decompress a bit. I've been just kind of thinking so much lately. It's exhausting. It's emotionally exhausting. I really don't want to I agree with the art community on so much, but I don't agree with them on everything. And I just, it's exhausting to be seen as an outsider. I really just want to educate. I think that part of where I differ is I do see AI as like a valid medium outside of any, like assuming that the data sets are clean. And like, I think that the amount of effort it takes it's one of those skill sets where the floor is low, but the ceiling is high. To do it on a high level definitely takes a lot of skill, and it's its own skill set. And I think that people are just frustrated that they put blood, sweat, and tears into something that is perceived as in the marketplace less valuable now just due to supply and demand. I totally get that. I mean, I feel like intricacy itself has been commoditized. And I'm all about intricacy. I mean, that's what I've been kind of known for as an artist. And it's definitely feels like that as a raw thing has been cheapened. But I don't know, I've just used that as a motivation to try to do more and say more and not just rely on intricacy. Because that's just a visual characteristic. It's not a deep characteristic of art. I think that this tech is going to force people to be more creative in a meta level as well. Like, like combining media in different ways. Um, you can get some different music. Here's some like more chill out music. I'm just gonna scrub through this here. That's a lot better. And see, once I get this set up, like once I get the composition of this background part to where I like it, I can set it up as an init image and kind of unify the style of it, and then work into it more. And it's really more like having a conversation with the tool. Um, I agree. It's like sometimes it's a tool and sometimes it's not. But I think that when used in this way, it's more of a tool. I'm tired of I'm tired of talking about semantics. But like, yeah, I'm surprised this wasn't used more. I mean, even back before diffusion models by artists. Um, Even if you love painting, you can still spend the same amount of time painting with this and just make more images without really compromising vision. Um, there's definitely a danger to compromising vision for sure. There's definitely a path of least resistance that you can go down when making, and you have to kind of resist that. And a lot of the people who I would call enthusiasts, there's a bunch of names people have used. Um, I'm specifically referring to people without an art background using who have gotten good at prompting. Um, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with people who don't have an art background using these tools. I just think that they are not going to be able to compete with artists who are also using these tools. Um, Standards are probably going to raise in terms of the public's expectations for digital art. Traditional art's probably going to stay about the same, I'm guessing. Um, it's hard to say. I'm definitely not going to be foolish enough to make any predictions about anything. But I can't shake a feeling of optimism about all this, even though the transition's going to be pretty rough. There's definitely people, I personally know people who have lost out on gigs because the company decided to do it using AI. So that is definitely happening. Um, kind of like this whole rippling pattern that's going on here. I really like the potential of this one. I want to figure out how to incorporate this part. I keep messing with it. I think I need to just break it into little tiny pieces because it doesn't look like a thing. It's a little too. It looks architectural in nature, but it just isn't working for me. Get rid of some of the magentas here. It definitely needs something to balance it out, though. Maybe if I straighten out this bottom part so it's yeah, I'm just trying to straighten this out, make it more a little more building like. I don't like this current arc. Let me get rid of it. I want to do something like the arc, but not the way. This kind of branchy look doesn't seem appropriate for the form language of this place. I'm also gonna mess with the perspective of it a little bit. Since it's further away and closer to the horizon line, it needs a little bit of help. What I really like about the Dolly results is they've got this kind of almost like flaky, painty look. I didn't even prompt any artists or anything. It just has that look. And that look is pretty easy to paint into. So I'm gonna extend this up here. Yeah, I was originally going to make it a little more claustrophobic. The cool thing about this is that if I want to populate more content, I can always bring this in as an init image again and make variations. It's really like having a conversation with the thing.